Other interesting business news, you have Tesla stock crashing 12% after Q2 results are released, and the company's getting a little more controversial because of Elon's ex-Twitter posts around cultural and political activities. So again, polls, it always depends. Make sure you know your sample size, and there's a lot of anecdotal evidence. But there are some small polls that you see at ex-Twitter, about, I think 1,500 users was the last poll. And in terms of it becoming a political thing, the number of Democrats who would buy a Tesla is crashed dramatically. It is fascinating to see the juxtaposition of the number of conservatives and people in the middle of the road. Their perception and the rate at which they're buying Teslas are actually increasing almost at the same rate. But nevertheless, I'm not sure how much they're going to really help the company at the end of the day, because they are losing sales and times are a little bit tough. Now, going to their stock, which, again, not financial advice. Jeez Louise, if I could have bought Tesla stock years ago, get off my student loans, get a couple of fun cars, what could have been. But nevertheless, good old Tesla stock. Looking at their max, and of course, geez Louise, oh my gosh, what different. I mean, so of all time, Tesla stock is up 16,000.78%, which, gosh, again, is the only successful American automotive company since Chrysler in terms of a new American company coming out and not going bankrupt. Rivian might make a profit this year. They're still, to be determined. I mean, Lordstown Motor Company earlier this year went bankrupt, defunct as well. Lucid is only really around thanks to Saudi Arabia, because the largest retirement entity for that government actually is the biggest investor in Lucid. They're also not doing great. But yeah, in terms of the max Tesla stock, wow, 16,000%. While traditional automotive companies are like 50 to 70. Now, past 5-year trend, still ridiculously great, 1,306.54%. Past year, though, it's been a little bit rough, down negative 6.10%. Year to date, down 12.16%. Past month, it went a little bit up. Went 20.8%, but you see that little dip there? We zoom in a little bit more, and it's down about 13% this week. That's not good news for Tesla. Now, going to this article, thanks to our retro website, well, I say retro because when I was a kid, Yahoo was the OG search engine, and fascinatingly enough, was turned down an offer, was it $44 billion from Microsoft to buy them out? They said, no, we're worth more. Kind of sad, they actually sold for about $4 billion, I believe, to Verizon years later. Another good example of timing being half of everything in life. Now, again, this is brought to us thanks to Yahoo Finance. Specifically, this is Pras Suburbiama. And I apologize if I'm mispronouncing his name. He is a writer over there. They say, quote, Tesla stock slides after missed Q2 results, saying affordable EVs on track for 2025 debut. CEO Elon Musk revealed on an analyst call that the new robotaxi reveal date would be October 10th, which usually does help boost up the stock a little bit, but unfortunately, yeah, he's been saying that for a while. And again, that would be a huge development in a lot of community and unlock a lot of new value to the people who are buying the vehicles potentially. But again, like a couple of things, he's been saying it for a while, so I don't think it has that magical touch like it used to. Now, they say, quote, in the second quarter, Tesla reported a revenue of $25.05 billion, which is more than the expected $24.65 billion. This according to estimates by Bloomberg. Tesla reported revenue of $24.93 billion in the same fiscal quarter last year. Adjusted profits are just side of estimates, coming in at 0.52 against 0.6 expected. The company did say that it reports to remain on track for production of new vehicles, likely including a cheaper EV in the first half of next year. Jeez Louise. They say, apologies. Say, quote, plans for the new vehicle, including the more affordable vehicles, remain on track for start production in the first half of 2025. These vehicles will utilize aspects of the next generation platform, as well as aspects from our current platforms, and will be produced on the same manufactured lines as our current vehicle lineup. Which is a little disappointing, because I would think there'd be they would want such unprecedented, ridiculous demand for the cheaper EV, they'd have to build new factories, which, again, yes, that would be a big cost, but I mean, it kind of sounds like the more expensive Tesla EVs are decreasing in demand and therefore quantity. Because again, if this new thing was going to be the best thing since sliced bread, which, imagine being around when that was invented, it must have been a magical day. But nevertheless, if it was really that much, they'd be saying how we need to, double down, make a new factory just dedicated to this one thing. But yeah, not so much. Now, of course, they have similar little fun revenue charts here. They quote, Tesla tops revenue expectations as energy businesses nearly doubles. So again, one of those things where According to the actual vehicle deployed or delivered, they say Tesla delivered 443,956 vehicles globally around second quarter, topping, which A plus, cool word, the 302,000 of the Bloomberg consensus estimate, but is down nearly 5% from a year ago. Q2 the delivery was, however, a significant improvement from the 38,810 vehicles that were delivered Q1 2024. Which, again, that's good that, it's going up there. You got a little fun little graph. Oh, where's my other graph? What's going on, Yahoo? It was just there. All right. There we go. There you see Tesla deliveries, top estimates in Q2, which, yeah, you had a bad Q1. I mean, if you go to the track, most businesses, Q1 is usually the slowest on average. Again, they're overall moving in the right direction, but again, it's also one of the worst times to buy or entertain buying a vehicle since, again, you have unprecedented economical and political uncertainty. For the most part, EVs in general are just a luxury item no one really needs, especially if you're someone who wants to, have a better long-term ownership where you could just buy, good old Honda Accord or Honda Civic and make it last, 10, 20, 30 years. Or you buy an EV, which is basically disposable, which you have also only have one person that can manufacture, maintenance and work on it. And yeah, you're kind of locked in like a smartphone. So, and then the new batteries can be what, 10, 20, $30,000. Whereas you get a new internal combustion engine from or not new, you can get a replacement internal combustion engine from a junkyard for a couple thousand. So much, much lower cost to repair in that regard. So if you have the most detrimental issue per vehicle. And I mean, anecdotally, I'm seeing more Teslas on the road. However, I'm trying to think how many people I know who bought one recently. I know one person bought the Cybertruck, and they love that funny, weird little thing. But I mean, anecdotally, it does seem like a lot of people are buying cars in general, yet alone really expensive premium Teslas. But let me know in the comments. Do you know anyone who actually has bought a Tesla this year? Do they enjoy it? And how much do they pay for that thing? Let me know in the comments. As always, be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I'd really appreciate it. Also, leave me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.